tonight.
Hello, 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 darlings. Katrina, I didn't see the Phaedra live. No, that got me going through. That got me checking my teeth like Giselle did in tonight's episode. Hold on, child. Make sure my teeth is good. Lauren, it is too much to process, sis. Latasha, welcome to your first live. Hi. Charlene, they better not try it. What happened? Lakeisha, they shut it down. Chris Washington, I'm such a fan. Wow. Love you, Chris Washington. Christavia, you got alive. Zuri with the raindrops. No nonsense. Detroit loves you. I love you guys too. Kid Blinks, I stopped watching this season, but I'm watching this. Thank you, baby. I mean, we're going to talk about that too. We're going to talk about that. There's a lot going on. Precise vocals from Ohio. Hello, hello, hello. Brittany, you caught alive, baby. Yes. Summer Sunshine, I was waiting for you at the dough. Yes. Wanda Young, DMV in the building. Ashley Gibson from Huntsville, Alabama. Ashley, did you get your tickets to see me and Melody in Huntsville on January 21st? Since you live in Huntsville, sis, get your tickets. Joy Jordan, Texas is tuning in. Hello. Gina from Harlem. Kevin says, save quad, child. It's me, Candiace said, waiting for messy Mondays. Y'all are so shady. Sweet Tea is unhinged. What up, though, Olivia? Hi, Renee from Ohio. Y'all are funny. Heavily told Sweet Tea to check on Dr. G because he's still calling quad and he'll be a better fit with Sweet Tea's mama. Okay, so look, tomorrow night at 7:00 p.m. Eastern, I will be going live with Dr. Heavenly, and we will be talking about tonight's show that was. But apparently, the real show was happening on Instagram. So y'all gave us a filler episode tonight just to give us something on IG because y'all knew tonight's episode was giving filler with our quad. I'll save all that for tomorrow. So tomorrow, Happy New Year, Olivia. So tomorrow, I'm going live with Heavenly. So Heavenly says Sweet Tea is 32, looking like 60. Okay, so tomorrow we will be talking about Married to Medicine. But tonight we are Ashley B. Ashley B said Potomac and Married to Medicine was both trash tonight. Okay. Symphony Love said, what happened with Candiace, child? I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it. So again, tomorrow we'll be discussing Married to Medicine with Heavenly. Talaja said they both were filler. Yeah, so I want to talk about Potomac. Before I get to Potomac, let me make 3 things. First, I really don't want to do this. I really don't. I don't. But I have to. M-Town Libra. Hey, Libra. I'm with you, Libra. I'm with you. I know Jazzy. Carlos is Giselle still Kobe Bryant. I know Jazzy. Y'all gonna read me. It's okay. Listen, the thing with me, I don't mind when y'all read me. It's okay. Y'all can read me. It's fine. I'll address that too. Okay, I'll address that too. Y'all can read me. It's okay. It's okay. It's all good. It's all good. Keisha King. Yes, baby. Okay. So first, if you haven't, please watch the Love and Marriage Huntsville and Bell Collective Part 1 reunion. It was amazing. It was really good. We trended Bell Collective trended number 4 Friday night. Love and Marriage Huntsville trended number 3 Saturday night. So please watch Bell Collective reunion and Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion if you haven't peeped it yet. Okay, Shannon Robinson said they both were fired. Thank you. I love you too, Summer Young. Okay, Portia, yes, keep the bells ringing. Okay. All right. I'm going to start with Keisha Simmons. Keisha Simmons said Potomac used to be my favorite show. I think I've watched 2 episodes this season. Yes, let's get into it. Potomac is not good anymore. I'm going to dive right into it. Potomac has lost its luster. It's lackluster. Hey, Sheridan. I know, Sheridan. Y'all can read me. It's okay. It's okay. It pains me to say this. Potomac is not good anymore. And tonight's episode solidified it for me. I'm wearing black because I'm mourning the loss of Potomac. What happened to Potomac, I was about to say should be studied in the history books, but it's going to be studied on reality with the King, honey, because you guys are in session. And as a journalist, hey, Portia, hey, Tamar Braxton, as a journalist, I want to school you guys on why Potomac went from being the fan favorite housewife show to being, I'm going to say Potomac to me is experiencing the worst season of all the franchises this year. At least Atlanta had moments that I was like, okay, I stopped watching Atlanta. And right, Talasia and Shannon Sharp. Hey, journalist, you got me, baby. I love you, Talasia C. Okay. It saddens me to have to say this out loud because I was such a fan of Potomac. Every year for the past like 5-6 years, I always say what the best reality show was of the year. And I want to say 3-4 years ago, I said Potomac was the best reality show of that year. I even said when Monique had the binder, I said Potomac gave the best reunion since Atlanta Housewives reunion. And I want to say that season, I think this was season 5. And tell me if I'm wrong, Reigndrops. Season 5 was the season Monique brought the binder. I thought that was the best season of Potomac. And that season, the first part reunion, or the third part, I forgot. Whatever part it was, it beat Atlanta in the live ratings. For the first time in history, Potomac beat Atlanta Housewives in the live ratings, which is unheard of. And I think all of us were championing, like, is Potomac the new Atlanta? Is Potomac about to be the grand dame, pun intended, of the franchises? It is now probably, I stopped watching New Jersey Housewives. I said it last season. So I want people to know I'm not just going to talk about like, oh, it's Potomac and Atlanta. No, I said publicly, and the Reigndrops know, I stopped watching New Jersey Housewives last season because I was over it. I can't take Melissa versus Teresa over again. Just like some of y'all can't take Martell versus Melody over again. Listen, there's something I say about my shows and I'm like, y'all got that. The way y'all are tired of Melody versus Martell, I get it. I get it. So when I feel something and you guys tell me that, I'm like, I get it. You guys are tired of Melody versus Martell. Y'all over it. And I get it. I get it. So when y'all tell me stuff like that, and I resonate with it. I'm like, I get it. Cool. It's no shade. I get it. I get it. Um, I was over Melissa versus Teresa. I stopped watching New Jersey. I just couldn't watch anymore. Potomac is flopping hard like a floppy disk when you had the Macintosh computer back in grade school. You know that floppy disk, and you had to insert the floppy disk in the hard drive to note your, you know, whatever. Yeah, yeah. It was it's floppy like that. Potomac is now a floppy disk. It's antiquated, it's stale, it's rubbery, it's hard to break. It's Olivia said it's flopping hard like a hard drive. Yeah, it's a floppy disk. And the reason why Potomac is a floppy disk has a lot to do with the fact that this season, and I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it, and it is what it is. This season was to take down Candiace. This season was to make Candiace feel so uncomfortable that she had no choice but to either leave the show or get fired. This entire season is about icing Candiace out. They don't want Candiace there anymore. And I'm this close to saying they probably don't want Wendy there anymore either. And I need you guys to watch this show the way I watch it. They don't want Candiace there. That's why they're constantly, 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 constantly giving us flashbacks of Candiace calling Giselle a white woman with your white woman looking ass. They keep playing it over and over. They keep playing her blog interview where she talked about Robin. They keep saying it. They keep playing it over and over and over and over and over. They played that more times than any other flashback in the history of the show. They don't play the flashbacks of Giselle saying she felt uncomfortable with Chris. You may see that one time this season or two. They don't play the flashbacks of Robin talking about Candiace too. They don't even, how can you license the footage of the blog interview Candiace did to embarrass her when Robin and Giselle talked about Candiace on their podcast? Y'all don't play that. Y'all don't play the fact that Robin said she would rather give her real life story to her Patreon account versus the show y'all pay her on. Y'all don't play that at all. Y'all are icing out Candiace the way they iced out Monique, the way Married to Medicine iced out Mariah, and now they're doing it to Quad. What you guys are witnessing is the takedown of Candiace. They don't want Candiace there. And because that franchise is built off of friendships, okay? That franchise is built off of friendships. Okay? Because Cynthia and Nene, they became best friends once Nene met Cynthia 2 weeks before we were shooting. So the excuse is going to be, well, Candiace, nobody wants to film with you anymore. You don't have a connection with these girls, so you have to go. That's why Candiace is looking so uncomfortable in scene. And I'm not here to take up for anybody. I love all the girls, right? I made Giselle Bryant number 9 of the greatest housewives of all time that y'all won't let me live down ever in life. And I'm gonna stand by it because at the time, that's how I felt. But what's happening is Candiace knows that she is on the chopping block. Candiace knows that Ashley and Robin and Giselle are purposefully icing her out. I told y'all in nauseum, Ashley is no one's friend. Ashley is a plant. Ashley is a producer's plant. Ashley is only there to do what the producers say and to go home with her 2 kids, breastfeed them, have FaceTime with Purdue Chicken, her ex-husband, and go to work the next day and get wind up like a rag doll, get an energized 9-volt battery in her back, like the smoke alarm. We call it Ashley smoke alarm. All Ashley does is let's put the 9-volt energizer button in her back. She's giving you the doll Megan from the horror movie. So that's really Ashley is the move. Ashley new name is Megan. Ashley is that horror movie doll named Megan. Okay? How Megan is a wind-up doll that comes in to fuck shit up. That's what Ashley is there for. Ashley is Megan, the horror movie doll. And her ex-husband was Chucky. So you got Chucky, who is suing Candiace. And then you got Megan, who tonight was really going at Candiace. And it was like, why are you going so hard on her? Candiace has done things that I don't agree with. Okay? But if this show is supposed to be about redemption, why is it okay when Robin had her index finger in Ashley's face season 3 at the restaurant that got closed down when they were selling Australian food, when it was really ants and birds that they were feeding the peoples allegedly? So when Robin and Giselle went to confront Ashley at her Australian restaurant that got closed down in 2 weeks, and then Robin had her index finger pointing in Ashley's face when Ashley said, I'll talk about your business. I want to know about your business. I want to talk about you and Juan, you know, the Megan doll. I want to talk about you and Juan. I got things to say about you and Juan. You and Juan this, you and Juan that. What else I got to say? Bzz, 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 bzz. That was Ashley. Ashley is a wind-up doll. That's the robotic noise she makes. Zip, 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 zip. Y'all forgave Ashley for that. Y'all love Ashley. Ashley talked about all y'all marriages and y'all forgave her for it. So why Candiace saying that Robin is a flop or something, is that the worst thing in the world? I'm pretty sure Juan has said some worse things to you on the text messages from the Canadian women or the Georgetown woman who looks like Karen Huger. You got more smoke for Candiace than you do for your own husband. That's why it's weird to me. That's why it's weird to me. And if you can forgive Ashley for stepping into your marital woes, where you left Monique's party in season 2 because of that, then why can't you forgive Candiace? Oh, because your boss Giselle said not to. Giselle is in charge of the girls. Am I saying something that isn't obvious? That's why you got NECA hopscotching on Team Giselle. Hey Giselle, what, we don't like Candiace today? Okay, copy that. I'm telling you how it works. That's the reason why Candiace clocked it when Robin left and Giselle followed her. And then you have Mama Mia leave and you had Ashley leave. Candiace clocked it. She said, oh, you're going to check in on the victim? That's why Nene used to tell the girls, oh, Kenya is your boss. I'm trying to tell you how it works. Giselle runs the show. And what is happening this season, why we all don't like it, is because this season is the takedown of Candiace. They don't want Candiace on the show anymore. And that's sad. And I feel sad for Candiace because when she was on my podcast, she said to me how she prayed. She got on her knees and prayed to God for this opportunity because she felt like she could be a great housewife and do something with it. And when Candiace is at work, Candiace is uncomfortable going to work because she knows that the only person who likes her on the show is Wendy. Karen is there just to try to get along with everybody, but Candiace knows that she is being forced out of this show. And Candiace probably knows that Giselle will never get fired. And I need y'all to know this. Giselle is never, ever getting fired. She just isn't. She will never get fired. It's never going to happen. And if you want to know why, I'll tell you. Giselle is like Kyle Richards on Beverly Hills 90210. Giselle is everyone's favorite. This is all my opinion. This is all my opinion. Giselle is everybody's favorite within the confinements of the show because she works and she goes home and she doesn't talk about the show on Twitter, on social media. Giselle has never once blasted production, networks, nothing. Giselle is a sport. Giselle is like a quarterback. There could be turmoil happening with Giselle may cuss folks out, honey, at the parking lot and may cuss out the camera guy. She may do that. I don't know. I haven't heard that, by the way. But when Giselle is on her podcast doing press, Giselle doesn't tweet. Giselle doesn't talk about the show. She doesn't make any commentary. Giselle is never getting fired. We all know she's their favorite. And Candiace knows that, unfortunately, she's disposable, although Candiace has a lot going on. It's sad that we don't see Chris Bassett at all this season. Chris Bassett is afraid to film after being accused of things, of being people being uncomfortable around him. We don't see him. Mama Dorothy, we're not seeing. Candiace, in my opinion, is being pushed out of the show. And because of that, I am not into watching it. This may be the last episode that I watch this season. It's because this is the thing. It's one thing when we all know you girls don't want to hang out with each other, right? So we get that. Like, you girls do not want to hang out with each other. Okay, fine. It's really bad when drag queens can't even make y'all get along. You got NECA being a pick-me. Like, NECA, and you know what? I feel bad for NECA. I feel bad for NECA because whoever you listen to, they gave you the worst advice in the world. You came in being so unlikable that I feel bad for you because I know that wasn't your intention. NECA, you have nothing going on. Nothing. You like and this bone you have to pick with Wendy is a dry bone. It's not even a neck bone. It's a dry bone. There's we don't know nothing about you. Nothing. And I feel bad for you, NECA, because when you did this, it was like, what show are we watching? Is this Mean Girls on BT Plus? When I'm watching Potomac now, I feel like I'm watching Mean Girls that's on BT Plus, produced by the Little Zane novels. It's like, what has this show become? Y'all don't want to be around each other. So what made Potomac awful this season and last season is ego. Everybody feels like, you know what? I'm gonna be real. Listen. When you are the force multiplier of the show, Nene Leakes, let's talk about it. Kyle Richards, when you are the force multiplier, it's your job to rally the troops. The perfect example I would give y'all is when the girls on Atlanta Housewives went to Savannah and there was a drag show. Nene was mad that Candy took the master bedroom. Cynthia was mad that Nene made a comment about her parenting Noelle. But at the end of the day, when the girls went to the drag show, they had fun together. And Nene, and I was there. Nene, as the force multiplier, knew that she had to get all the girls together. If you watch season 6 of Atlanta Housewives, the girls were not messing with Kenya at all. Season 5. Kenya and Nene got to a small little tiff at Cynthia's white party. Okay. What Nene said, no bitch is going to tell me who I can and cannot invite to my wedding, right? In the very next episode, Kenya and Nene had a one-on-one. And Nene told Kenya, these girls don't mess with you, but I'm going to bring you back in the mix. When those girls saw Nene walk into that restaurant with Kenya, and I'm going to say it because I was there, all of the girls said, well, if Nene is cool with Kenya, then we're going to be cool with Kenya too, because that's how the show works. And my disappointment is I really want Giselle, who I gave the title to, Giselle Kobe Bryant, to rise to the occasion. I'm very disappointed in the fact that at the end of the day, you can't say you're the star of the show. And I'm not saying she said that. You can't be the star of the show and you're icing multiple people out. That's not what a star does. Nene always said, and she said in my interview with her, Kenya Moore was good for the show. Did Nene in her real life like Kenya? Yeah, in real life at one point, but they also had this. But Nene always said that Kenya was good for the show. Nene never, ever tried to ice out Kenya. When Claudia Jordan and Nene had that read session in Puerto Rico, I told you guys, Nene came to me and a producer and said, y'all need to hire Claudia as a Real Housewife. She read me. She was a good opponent. Hire Claudia. She's good for the show. Potomac is trash because nobody there is doing what's best for the show. They're doing what's best for their ego. And that's going to ruin the show. Potomac is unwatchable. I may say it's more unwatchable than Atlanta, but I didn't finish Atlanta, so I don't know. It may be more watchable than Jersey, but I didn't finish Jersey. And guess what, guys? I may not watch Jersey this upcoming season. The fact that y'all bringing back Melissa and Teresa, who wants to see that? It's just something about this show that makes me is disappointing because I think we all saw the potential in this show, right? That's the reason why I said on New Year's Eve, build the show around Mia. And some of y'all may disagree with me, and that's fine. I like Mia. I'm a huge fan of Mia because Mia is funny and she's beautiful and she's vulnerable and she's dramatic and she's whimsical and she has all of these crazy things going on. Mia is very likable. And the fact that Wendy can't forgive Mia, because I'm pretty sure Dr. Wendy's like, Mia's harmless. Like, yeah, she threw a drink on me. That's what I'm saying. If Dr. Wendy can't forgive Mia for throwing a drink on her and almost hitting her with her purse, then you mean to tell me that Robin and Giselle can't forgive Candiace or vice versa? Mia be lying. You know, I call her Mia be lying because Mia lies to me are funny. And you know, and she's fun to look at. And now Mia got this hot new dark skin, short brown and round man. I'm into Mia. But you also focus on the OGs. The OGs, let me I love you too, Tina Wright. Joel James, Mia is good TV. Mia is great television because Mia is just somebody who is fun to watch. And I enjoyed Mia. I at one point in time, I really did enjoy the entire cast. But I think just like how you have to switch things up on a basketball team, Robin has to go. And I love Robin. I don't think the show is good for Robin. I'm tired of seeing Robin run and calling Juan and Juan reading her like, why are you calling me? Why are you wasting your minutes on your Sprint phone, sprinting in your wedges, calling me? I'm trying to call the Canadian woman, allegedly, and you calling me? Get out of here, yo. I'm busy. Juan always sounds annoyed. If my African, every time I call him, sounds like I'm the last person he wants to talk to, I needs to be with somebody else. Juan has never, from my eyeballs, showed any sort of romantic gesture to Robin. And now that Robin is the breadwinner, Juan needs a place to stay. I don't think Juan likes her. But what's sad is I don't think Robin likes herself. And that's why I want Robin to just, listen, because I love Robin, I want Robin to take a year off and to find herself and to really figure out what she needs to do, because I don't, it's too depressing to watch Robin, and Robin needs to go work on herself. And I think you gotta cut off somebody that Giselle's close to, because Giselle will never get fired. I'm not even gonna suggest it. She's never getting fired. I'm sorry, y'all. She's never getting fired. But you need to get rid of Robin so that Giselle can like make friendships with other people because she's comfortable around Robin. Um, Ashley should have been gone 5 years ago, but because Ashley is a producer's plant and she's Megan, that show needs somebody who's going to do what they say, child, and that's Ashley. Ashley doesn't have a mind of her own. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. United Negro College Fund. And we need to fund Ashley's place on this show. It's crazy. Ashley is just Ashley, there's nothing consistent about her. I really don't know who Ashley's real friends are. I've never seen Ashley have an emotional connection to any of these ladies. Ashley can go. And the problem is those women aren't scared. Living in the Moment said Candiace said some very hurtful things to Giselle knowing she had surgery. I just said 30 minutes ago, I don't agree with half the things Candiace said. My whole thing was we can't talk about it and move on from it. When Giselle said Candiace said things to me that is unforgivable, I won't ever forgive her. Is that it? Because Karen forgave you when you wrote Uncle Ben and no taxes or something on your t-shirt to Karen, your friend of 5 years. So if Karen can't forgive Giselle for calling Raymond Uncle Ben, wearing a t-shirt about his tax issues, you mean to tell me Giselle can't forgive Candiace for saying something about her knowing she had surgery? That's my whole point. It's not that deep to me. It's not that deep to me. All of their beefs to me is stupid. The only person who, in my opinion, beef should have maybe lasted more than 5 minutes is Dr. Wendy and Mia, because Mia threw a drink on Dr. Wendy and tried to hit her with her Coach purse like she was Aunt Esther on Sanford and Son. So if Dr. Wendy can't forgive a woman who threw a drink in her face, you mean to tell me y'all all can't forgive each other and or at least talk about it? If my black ass can get Kenya and Phaedra in the Philippines to sit down and talk about their issues, you mean to tell me y'all nobody there can do it? Y'all can't have Ashley and her 9-volt Energizer Bunny Battery from CBS do it at least. Y'all paying her $1.59 to act out. So like, get her to do it. That's my entire point here. Is not making any sense. That's why it's uncomfortable. HU educators said it's uncomfortable and disgusting. It's just, that's what I'm saying. Are y'all hiring people on Groupon to be on Potomac now? Like, what is happening? I'm just don't know. You know what it is? It's the inconsistency for me. I'm gonna tell you what made my skin boil. It was the constant flashbacks of Candiace talking about Robin. It was like, how many more times do we have to be reminded about what she said about Robin? We've seen it. If you're gonna do that, let it be balanced and even with what Robin said about her on her paywall account. Let's see what Giselle said about her in the podcast. If one person can get it, I feel like they all should get it. It's bad. It's baby. It's bad. It's giving Groupon. It's not giving what it used to give. This show used to be top tier, and it's to the point now where I'm like, why isn't no one trying to save this show? I feel like everybody's on autopilot. And I'm going to talk about one of my shows real quick. Since y'all love to say, Carlos, talk about your, I'll talk about mine. Last season of Love and Marriage Huntsville, it was evident that those cast members did not like each other. It was evident that these people who were once friends for 6 years prior to me being on the show, y'all don't like each other no more. At least at this moment, y'all don't like each other. And I saw it. And when I hosted last season's reunion, and I talked about this on this past reunion, how last year's reunion, Melody was quiet. She didn't want to talk. Like, Melody just didn't talk, right? And it was this weird energy in the room. And a lot of y'all said, like, how can this show go forward, Carlos? Because they don't like each other. And I was like, I know, I got to do something about it. So I flew to Huntsville and I had a meeting with them for like 5 hours. I met with everybody. And I reminded them the importance of the show. And I reminded them that none of y'all are mad at each other for anything deep. It ain't that deep. Let's address it and see if you can find a place to move on. And they did. That's why Melody was able to show up to the comeback group meeting, part 2, whatever you want to call it, the Black Expo. There you go. That's why you see Melody and Tisha hang out in the jacuzzi in Houston and talk about their lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why you really can see the fact that they worked on getting along. You saw Melody and Marceau have a one-on-one, and it was funny, and it was that's because they all were reminded, yes, I get that things are said that may be hurtful, but is it that deep? Can we move on from it? And they all said, yes, let's try. And they did. And what you guys witnessed at this reunion that aired on Saturday that y'all need to watch, this was the best reunion I've ever done with Huntsville because they all were in a good place. They all were in a good place. The fact that Melody brought a t-shirt and said, here, Marceau, here's yours. And Marceau said, let me see what size it is. You got me a double XL. You tried it. And they laughed. They all laughed. They laughed about it. The core 6 had fun. I even said, like, wow, The energy here is very different. And they were like, cuz, we're all in a good place. That's what a leader does. That's what a leader does. You go into a situation seeing that things are off, and I saw that things were off with Huntsville, and I made things right, and they are getting along, and we're having the best reunion of the show's history because of that. Because we all collectively made a decision to say we need to make sure this show is still great, and our beef is not that deep. Let's talk about it, let's address it, and let's move on from it. And you can say what you want about any of my shows. What y'all not gonna do is talk about how the core six on Love and Marriage Huntsville didn't do what was best for the show. They're not icing somebody out. They're not trying to get somebody out of there. They're not kicking somebody off of the trip because they just don't like them, or because they don't have a emotional connection. No. Hey, confetti, they're not doing that. I'm even looking at Bell Collective now, and I'm like, okay, at least on Bell Collective, on the reunion, obviously it appears that it's Latrice versus everybody. But I already know what needs to happen next season. I ain't even tripping, child. I already know. Because it ain't that deep. It ain't that deep. Those bells on Bell Collective are going to get past it. Trust me. I see what's going on with that show. And I'm like, okay. Got it. Cool. You have to step in and talk to the girls. And that's what's not happening. If you're the force multiplier of the show, if you're the star of the show, if you're an OG of the show, you need to sit up there and do what's best for the show. Not what's best because you don't like this person. And that's the reason why I'm very disappointed. I'm very sad because it doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be this way. Potomac is going down in flames, and it's sad to see. It really is sad to see. Just like it was sad to see that happen to Jersey. And I'm seeing some things on Beverly Hills, and I'm like, but at least Beverly Hills is trying. I'll give them that, child. They're trying their best. Beverly Hills is trying their best, and that's why it's watchable. I still watch Beverly Hills. It's not the greatest season in the world. It definitely ain't the greatest season. This season of Beverly Hills is not the greatest, but it's watchable because Kyle Richards at least is standing up saying, "Let's figure this out." And Sutton is so great at what Sutton is like the star of the season, and Erica Jane is clocked in. So there's great moments, but you could tell like they like each other, and I hate that Potomac allowed their personal feelings to affect the show. And that's what's so unfortunate about it. Yeah. Carlos, Dr. Simone just called you a blogger. That's okay, Dr. Simone. That's fine, Dr. Simone. Dr. Simone, you can say whatever you want to get some attention, baby, because you're not getting any attention on that show. Okay? So you can call me what you want. Your show, you're not getting no attention on the show. You're an OG. Okay? No one talks about Dr. Simone and Married to Medicine. No one. No one. No one cares about anything Dr. Simone has to say. Nobody cares what you have to scream on your own show, child. So you calling me a blogger is not offensive to me, baby. I'm not offended by that. I'm a journalist. You can call me a blogger. You can call me whatever you want to, Dr. Simone, but you won't call me boring. That's what you won't call me, baby. And that's the reason why Married to Medicine was a chop this episode, because maybe Dr. Simone, if you get off of Dr. Jackie's ass, you can really see how your show sucks without Quad. But that's okay. You can call me what you want, Simone, but you won't call me boring. Because no one cares what Dr. Simone has to say, and I love you, and I love Cecil, and I love the kids. Okay, bye, Dr. Simone. Now I gave you something to talk about because no one else is talking about your storyline and the apartments that you have, honey, on your portfolio. Okay, so don't play with me. I try to tell people I don't even like Bob. What's crazy is I don't even bother Simone. That's what's so funny. But the funny thing is this, and me and Heavenly will get into this tomorrow. All the girls were mad about my interview with Quad. That's all it is. Y'all more mad about my interview with Quad than y'all was mad at what Dr. Jackie said. So you can never read me, Dr. Simone, and I love you. And I support you, and I love your show. And I love Cecil. I love the kids, and you are a fantastic doctor, and I wish you nothing but the best on your doctorate field. Because on the show, it's given nothing. But I digress. Okay. So, anyways. Okay, Simone says someone says Simone was not saying it that way. Okay, that's fine. I'm not being shady towards Simone. That's okay. Listen, this is all fun. I don't care. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I love Simone. It's all good. No one. It's that's why it's not funny. I mean, it's not serious. Y'all are messy. Y'all are so messy. I guess me and Heavenly will talk about that tomorrow too. I love you, Dr. Simone. She called him a blogger. Don't be slow. I know that's the thing. It's okay. I'm with you. Reed, exactly, Reed. We all know what Dr. Simone was trying to say if she said it that way. It's okay. Okay. Me and Dr. Simone are good. It's all good. Someone said that's not how Dr. Simone said it. The fan is being messy. It's okay. It's okay. Guys, I promise you, I'm not mad. I always tell you guys, I don't care what people say about me. Y'all saw me and Heavenly go at him, and Heavenly said, you don't hold people accountable, and you call yourself a journalist. And I'm like, and you call yourself a doctor, and you don't hold nobody accountable. So what's good? This is this ain't. I want y'all to realize this is fun. I'm really not being mean or messy. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I love Dr. Simone. Okay. But I said what I said. Mel B is 3:50 a.m. in the UK. Okay, you need to go to sleep, child. All right, look, I love you guys. Y'all are so funny. But Dr. Mo knew what she was saying, and it's all good. I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping. Like I said, I gave her what she wanted. She wanted some attention. I gave it to her. So there you go. All right, look. Once again, me and Melody Cherie are going on our Melody Cherie's a guest on my live tour, Reality with the King. I'm taking them on the road. So make sure you guys pick up your tickets. It's Sunday, January 21st in Huntsville, Alabama, with my special guest, Melody Cherie. And we're going to talk about the reunion and everything else y'all are wanting me to talk about. I'm going to address it there. And make sure you guys catch up on part 1 of Bell Collective and Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion. Okay? So there you go. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great live podcast. And you got to see it there first. Guy and Niece, girl, don't walk it back. Y'all are y'all really want me to be messy. It ain't that deep. I love it here. All right. And I will be announcing more cities. So know that I will be announcing more cities. Okay. I will be announcing more cities. Okay. So stay tuned for that. All right. I love you guys. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Me and Dr. Heavenly, Messy Monday, 7 o'clock p.m. child. Me and Dr. Heavenly will address everything. My part 2 quad interview, this recent episode, tonight's episode, and much, much more. All right. I love you guys. Bye.